Hello again. This is lesson number 8, which should have been 9, but I miscounted on the last one and called that one 9. So apologies for my mathematics, but anyway, we'll get painting. On this one, I want to do some cliffs and a rough sea and a dodgy sky. So for this, I mentioned that gouache stuff, so I'm going to be using a touch of this on this painting. And I also introduced a brush, which is an old, very old, oil painting brush. It's a bristly thing. You can use a toothbrush or something like that, that'll do the same thing. So this, I'll show you later what we're going to do with that. But for now, there's the colours on screen, which haven't varied much at all on our paintings, which tells you you don't need many colours. So we've got the ochre or raw sienna, whichever one you've got, the French ultramarine, and then the French ultramarine with burnt umber. But this time I want you to miss off the weak alizarin crimson. Just ignore that one. So they're the colours we've got, and we'll start from there. So I'll just move the colours now. Now you've taken a note of them, and we'll expose the sketch. Right, here's our sketch. I've put a bit of tape on there, masking tape, to try and keep my horizon right. Here's some cliffs on the left here, going well the same size, but they're going smaller because they're going into the distance. And there's some exposed rocks in amongst the cliffs here. So this is all the light time. This time is coming from the top left, but a bit more around this side. So it's coming from there. It's going to catch the top of that and catch some of the sky as well. So we'll see where we go from there. But I'll be also saying that later, you want any blues you've got on your palette and that, mix a few blues up and we'll introduce it on this little bit of sea just here. But let's get cracking, shall we? Now, first thing I want to do, I want to wet this sky with clean water. This is my brush that I've got to keep away from Carol because it's too much like a emulsion brush. I don't want to see this. Oh. I'll just might leave that top corner bare, so we'll just do this piece over here. Down to your tape. That'll keep my sea line just about right. And I mind the cliffs as well. So as we come down here, twiddle, 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 down by the cliffs, make sure it's wet. That'll induce that down there. Mind the cliffs, just do a twiddle around there. Keep it going. So when you're happy that your sky is wet around there, let's put a bit of colour on it now, shall we? And the first colour I want to put on here is the ochre or raw sienna, whichever colour you've got. So we'll put that on first. It's a lovely colour, this. So we'll stop this on first. It's amazing what you can do with this colour. It's a lovely colour just to start you off like that. Around the cliffs. Just blend it in down here, down to the water's edge. And of course it's running down because I've got the painting at 15 degrees, which helps me to get the flow right. I'll just take off the excess at the bottom there. And really I shouldn't let that dry a bit, but no, I think I'll attack it straight away and see where we go. So let's attack it with a brush. Now this is the sky I'm going to do, and I promise you a real dodgy sky. So this is the ultramarine and burnt umber. It's a real strongish mix. So I want to put some clouds in here. These are sort of your dodgy old rain clouds, these. Not your fluffy stuff. This is really serious stuff. Storm clouds. brewing up a storm. Just wipe some of that excess off there. I don't like these big brushes, you know. I'm happy when I'm using the big brushes. Twiddle that down there. Take that down there. It's running away from that. Let's run that down there, over there. So it's quite dodgy, that sky. I'll put a bit up here like this. And then what I also want to do while I'm doing this, I want to introduce a touch of, I'll get rid of that so I don't want to over there. I want to, in the sky, I'm going to put a touch of hope, if you like, that it's clearing. There's a bit of sunshine coming in this from this top left-hand corner. A bit of blue up here. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So that's the edge of the front, if that's what they call them, the dodgy fronts, and into that and blend it down there. So there's a hope of something better coming. I'll just take this line out again. It's got so wet down here. I've got that much water on it, but we'll get rid of that. There we go. That. And then now, once I've got that, what I want to do is, I've got a big piece of tissue here, and I'm going to fold it up, and as I said, the light's coming from the top left, isn't it? So you might get sort of the silver lining, if you like, around the edge of those clouds there. Just coming out there and catching the edge of the clouds. And of course, what's happening is I'm lifting that dark colour and it's exposing the pale yellowy colour underneath, isn't it? Because it's some under there, and just let's get catching the edge of the clouds, the sunshine just coming through. It'll just give us a touch of hope for a better part of the day soon. All around there. We get in there, the sun is coming. That's a good sign, isn't it? I'll just take this excess fluid up here. And I'll have another little bit more sunshine down here, if I can. The edge of the cloud. That'll do, I don't want it too much. Right, that I've got to dry now, so I'm sorry, the hairdryer is going on again. It speeds things up a bit for me. Okay? So look away for now. Not bad now, sorry about that. So we've got our sky, well, virtually done, but it's given the mood of, there's a strong storm just happened here. Here are the cliffs. I think we'll tackle the cliffs next. So start with the distant cliffs. These are the ones farthest away. And of course, these are going to be sort of less intense in colour and more bluey, if you like. So we're going to put some of this bluey and this ultramarine and burnt umber, but a weaker mix, just to give it a distant cliff. That's down here, right down here, see. That's our first one. Of course the next one will be a little bit stronger, won't it? Because it's nearer to us. Don't forget about aerial perspective, that's what it's called. It's a bit technical that, but not to worry, it just things get paler as they get away from you. So that's the main thing to remember. Let's see if we can get another one in here, another cliff in here. That'll do. I don't want too much liquid on that. It's a bit. Let's see, get some of that liquid off. I can leave that bit at the bottom there. I like that. I'll tell you for why. Because what's going to happen is the sea is going to bash against these, isn't it? And it's not going to be sort of a clean line. So the next one that comes in is a bit stronger mix. Same colours, but stronger. So it's still bluey, like this. And this time I leave a bit more space there. Just there, and let's soften the edge of that there. Because that could be spray, couldn't it? So it's all coming together now. It's the next one. We'll have a bit more some more burnt umber in this one because it's going to be warmer. So the burnt umber is the warmer colour of the two, and we're going to put some more of that in. And let's slip some of that in now. That's in our next cliff here. So it's losing its blue tone, and it's gaining a bit of brown tone. Right, so at this distant spot there, it's not going to have much detail, by the way, because it's too far away. But let's just drop that in there. Here again, leave the bottom loose because it's going to have spray against it, isn't it? Just here. Oh, it's spraying, it'll spray up there. And then the next one we'll do a bit warmer. So this will be more browny and less bluey. So it's coming closer to us. Let's see what this colour's like here. This might be alright. This is her colour here. I'll leave that bit there because it's facing the other way and I want that to catch the sun. Bit of a cliff coming down here, that is. Keep it coming down. As it gets down the bottom there, we'll start getting some water spraying against this because it's a bit of a storm, isn't it? So we'll leave some of that there for water. Soften it again, the edge. Keep washing your brush out like nice and clean, and using this water on the brush to make it weaker, this colour, so that it'll be, because when you get spray, it doesn't sort of just spray and then nothing behind it. There's rocks behind it, so you're going to see some evidence of the rocks, aren't you? So don't just do it one colour and then another colour. So these are coming down here, and the next one now is this big one here. Now I want to paint this quite strong. Excuse me. But I want to introduce some some warmer browns into it. That burnt sienna into this would be quite helpful. Let's give it some warmth as it's coming towards us. This is the burnt sienna. This is another colour which is a lovely rusty colour. In fact, I'll show you what it is. It's like that. This one here. Get some of that. But I'm going to mix it with the burnt umber, which is the original colour, because I don't want it too chocolate boxy. That should be a better colour. Let's try that. Yeah, that's warmer. Try that. Flick it down there. Bring it down. Of course, when you get these close rocks or cliffs, you'll get a bit more detail because you can see it. It's more evident with your eyes, and you're going to see more detail. So I don't want to go too far down because there's water down there. This is just a. We've got this down here. I can soften that edge. Soften it just. Soften the edge like that. And get a bit of tissue. Take out the excess there. Right, now in that cliff there we can show some darks in there because we've got some crevices and stuff like that, so we'll pop a few darks in there, and this is just changing the quantity of dark brown and the light brown, and we'll get a better sort of evidence of crevices and stuff like that, see, coming down. So it's a crack in the rocks, and some will be dark and some will be light. Just keep it rolling down like that. A bit more down here from the top. So it's coming sliding down these cliffs here. A bit darks and all sorts in there. You can have a lot of fun with this. It doesn't matter what colours you've got. You pop them in and you'll enjoy it, I'll tell you. Just looks another dark there. Get the darks in there. Oh, I like that. That's against the light from up there, and it's going to be show a bit of crevices and stuff like that. As it comes down here, oh yes, yes. Bit of dark down here. It comes down to here. Right, let's have a look what else we've got now. So in the foreground here we've got two portions of rocks, haven't we? There's one in the distance slightly and one in the foreground. So let's tackle them first. That's this one here and this one here. So this one is sort of the same size as that, but it's further back. So we're going to it's more muted the colour on that than this one. So this is our feature rock, if you like. So let's put this distance. I'm going to use some bluey tones in this to calm it down a bit. Let's put a bit of brown in it because it's, I don't want it too bluey. That's it. Just it's sticking out of the water, isn't it? So it's going to be raggy at the edge. In fact, I'm going to take that that masking tape off now. And that'll give you a chance to finish that rock off. There's a bit more rock down here, you see. Now it's a bit flat tongue that to start with, so I want to put some darks on the shadow side, so it's going to be darker in places, and perhaps we're going to get a touch of light on there as well, so we'll have some light on it, we'll just a touch of lighter browns on the top here. That's where the sun is, don't forget, it's coming from top left, so we're going to get some touches of browns in there if we get the rocks down. So that's a bit of rock sticking out of there. I'll put a bit of detail in there too. Now this little rock at the foreground here, this our major rock if you like, we'll start off by painting it with our favourite ochre or raw sienna colour. Let's put that on first. Then I can darken round it, can't I? So let's just pop that in. It's nice to have a different type of painting each day, isn't it? Or each time, I should say. Don't know what I'm going to do next time, but we'll think of something. It won't go water like this, I'll tell you. So this is our lump of rock. And immediately, by the value of the colours, it's put this rock in front of that one, hasn't it? Because that's too far, that's far back. So let's get some raggy at the bottom, because there's water all round it. Don't forget that. The noise has stopped, folks. Thank goodness. Right, I think we'll sculpture some of this now a little bit. This rock. We can put in some darker browns, if you like. Get a bit more of that colour there. Spread the colours about. These are still using our colours, what we've just suggested. And we'll stick some, see this is away from the light, so this will be in shade, this bit, won't it? So we'll get a bit of shade on there, perhaps some on that one there, some on this one here. I'm using that chisel brush again, which is quite useful for chiseling like this. Touch on that, some on this face here. Because they're dodgy rocks, these. They're not sort of B&Q stuff. Now we can put some even more darks on them now. It's really dark. Get this dark down here. But you're going to get crevices in it and stuff like that. Crevice down there. So we're bringing it further forward with more detail, aren't we? Because it's telling us, oh, that's way in front of that one, so this is closer to us, and that's the impression I want to get. You don't forget, we've got a flat piece of paper here, and we've got to make the person that's looking at your painting think it's three-dimensional. That's the all important point to it, to make it look as though it is not flat. The way you tell them. So I'll just twiddle a bit on that there. Now that sort of highlighted that foreground rock. I want to put one or two. That's a bit flat, that one there. So I think I'll use the little rigger and just highlight one or two little bits of dark on the shadow side here. So it gives it some more shape than it had just then. It would look terrible, it did. but not too much detail, because don't forget it's away from us, this. But we've got to sort of give it some shape, haven't we? Yes. One on that side there. Some sticking out there. Sticking out the water. A bit of a flat just there. They've got to look like rocks instead of just blodges. So I'm making it look like the shape of a rock. Oh, another touch of rock there. Right, now this cliff here, I can even put some suggestions of darks in there with more crevices. So let's tidy up these crevices here, see, make them a bit more defined. Doesn't matter what brush you're using, just use what you enjoy using. And I'm a big brush man, so I do enjoy using a big brush. I think a nice dark there would be nice because it stands out against that sky. Just coming down there, and the cracks and crevices coming away this direction as it comes down. It. Bit more detail at the top here. I mean, if you want to do it, what you can do with the smaller shapes and that, if you get your rigger and just use a bit of stuff on there and take some of these crevices, very fine crevices down like that in the rocks. So it's cracked. Right, not near the water's edge because we want to see the water coming up towards there. So we'll see. I have another dark there. I like this bit here. We'll have that as a nice juicy dark as well. This one. Keep away from the water's edge though. Right. A little twiddle down here. This rock comes down. Right. Now that's it. Oh, I'll put some little twiddly bits in this foreground rock, some small detail. Which I'm using the dark brown again, the burnt umber, and a touch of that ultramarine in there to give it some dark. And then these crevices here, we can get some cracks in here. This crevices, where it's a different piece, shaped down there like that. So it'd be nice if I had a little bit down here as well, showing the cracks. And this one. That's in deep shade there, so it's going to be dark, isn't it? That'd be nice if we got that in there. So it takes on a shape then, more so than just leaving it like that. So here's another one just here. We'll make that a dark. And then one down here. hope you're enjoying this one. It just keeps us, it's a bit fiddly, but it's worth doing. See that touch of crevice in that right. That'll do it now. Let's have a look at some of the water. Before that, I'll just put some suggested strata. At the top of this rock here. These rock formations, they're lovely, aren't they? But I've got to be careful like that, or you get that little brush in your hand, you start fiddling. I don't want that. Right, the sea. Let's have a go at the sea now, shall we? Now that sea is, as I've said previously in other paintings, what is in the sky is reflected in the water as well. So we're going to get that impression of water reflected from the sky. So we want the same colours we've used in the sky. I think I'll use I'll start it off with this chisel, this big chisel thing. Let's see what we've got here. Make sure we've got the right colour before. That's a bit, perhaps a bit more blue in there, might be. See where we go, just a touch. I want to start off here with just a twiddle along here. Quite useful, this big brush. And don't be frightened of leaving some gaps in white, because the sea like this will not be all flat and smooth, will it? It'll look a bit dodgy. Of course, it's got sky colours at the back there, and as we come in here, as you come near the edge of the cliffs and that, and of course, as you come forward with the sea, the colours are going to get warmer, aren't they? But as I've mentioned about this little old oil painting brush, I'm just going to use that and I'm going to soften that there. See how it's softening? It's taking the sharp edges off there and it's giving it a foamy look. Let's see what we've got here. Now I'm going to start introducing some warmer blues. Any blues you've got on your palette and that, pick the warm blues, get them all mixed up. I've got one or two, I'll show you what I've got here. I've got a bit of a blue there and a different blue there. And I'm going to use these as I get further forward. Get a little more colour in there. But leave some white for the foam, won't you? It'll come towards this lace. I love messing about like this. I really do. Now when I'm coming here, I've got to be careful because I don't want to make it too all blue around there. It's got to have some twiddly bits up there where it's foaming up. It's coming towards us, isn't it, this? And hitting the rocks. Right, let's come off that big brush now. It's becoming a hindrance for me. Let's see where we go with this brush now. This brush here, put some. That's it. Because it's the colour, the blue I've chosen now is a bit warmer because it's very close to me. And that you'll see it's darker there. There'll be foam and all sorts down here, so don't worry about wire bits. And that bit that we've just done here, I want to soften that because it's softening near the rocks and that, isn't it? We'll take it a bit further if you like. Curl it up there. I go around there. Then soften the edge with this old oil painting brush. This sort of thing. Keep it flowing into there. A bit more colour into this foreground here. Just keep twiddling it up like this, and then soften those edges again. We go by the rocks there, because you can see the rocks through it, can't you? I like this bit messing about. I'll soften this one here. I'm going to shape that a little bit on the underside because it's under here, with the bottom of the wave that's breaking back on itself. It comes in, it hits the rock, then rolls back, doesn't it? You must have all watched this as you've been by the sea when we weren't stuck inside all this time. So that's just a breaking the line up a bit there. Soften it up a bit. I've got to blend this into here a bit because it rocks goes over the rocks, doesn't it? It just hits the rocks and goes over. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use a touch of that gouache, that white opaque stuff, and it'll help me sort of put in some spray effect or you've seen how water drops over rocks and then streams off it. Well, that's the effect I want to try and get. But let's just rely on it. This sea is coming towards us. We've got to bring it towards us. And I'm going to put some extra darks in here because in the sea at the bottom, where the troughs are, it's real dark. The water there in the trough, where it's at its deepest. We'll put some in here like this. The underside of a wave. Get some darks down here. So the more darks you put in the foreground here, it makes it more three-dimensional, and it brings the rocks, the sea towards you, and gives you painting depth. I'll soften that edge again there. Flick it up as it hits the rock. It gives a bit of a twist on it like that, doesn't it? And then it starts, of course, then it starts to come back on itself, doesn't it, like that? Because it hits and then goes back, smash, and then back again. Down it comes here. And then I say that's where it starts running over the rocks. We'll get a bit of this spray down here as well. Not too much there. Got to keep it flowing a bit there. Soften them a little bit there. Right, I want it a bit darker up this corner. It's not dark enough for me. Give it some more a trough of really dark blue. Now I'm using the two colours I'm using in the sky, which is real juicy dark there, to bring the colour down. But a strong mix. Put some darks in. That's it. That's better. Just really put some troughs in there. Into here as well. If you can hear the seagulls, I'm sorry, we live near the sea and you can't shut them up. But we're painting a seascape anyway, so it's very apt, isn't it? You didn't think you were getting sound effects as well, did you? Hey? But you've got them. We give you everything. Let's make that darker there. I'll put some twiddly bits in here as well, just to get these waves coming in. Soften them a bit. It's too stark. Don't want stark, it's just, these are suggestions of colour. Well, I want to dry that a bit now because I want to introduce some like gouache into them cliffs and things, stuff like that. Darks under there where it's coming back on itself. Soften that edge. That's too sharp. Leave some white though, whatever you do, because that's all up into the foam, if you like. I'll put a touch down here like that. Well, it's foaming, if you like. Did you foaming in there? And right, I'm going to use this. This is that gouache stuff. In fact, what I've done, if you see my palette here, that there is that gouache stuff. Now you can squeeze it onto your palette. If you've got a little hole like that, you can use that. Just it dries hard, but once you get your brush and water onto it, you'll find out it liquefies again and gives you a nice opaque white. So that colour, what I want to do is, you see, you'll get some. It'll hit this rock down here and then start coming down here, won't it, like this? You'll get these rivulets of water as it flows off the rocks down here and comes down here and trickles, and it fights to get back in the water again, doesn't it? That's it. Just get it running back into the water. It's finding its own level again. There's some on this one here because it's nearly submerged, isn't it? And you'll also get this effect also on the background one as well. So we're going to get some suggestions of sort of foam on this one as it's coming down here, over the top of it, coming down, twiddle it over there. So that this gouache, I mean, it's about a couple of quid a tube, but it'll last you years, and it's useful for little bits of stuff like this. Just as the water runs over there, links you together. I don't overdo it though. Don't coat it with water all over. That's it. It's looking better now, and I don't like that. Get that brush out of there. I'm not sure. I want to just restate that this thing here. It looks a bit dodgy. That little bit of rock there. So I'm going to put. It's a bit dark. I want to be. I want to just restate it because it's looking like a dodgy wave. That. So I'm going to introduce a touch of dark into there like that. It's a touch of lost and found on that cliff here. The rest of it is going to appear like this. See, you can see the rocks, and then it's coming up to that one like that. So you can see the rock, but it's hitting that, and then it's catching that. There's one bit of mist there. I can see that just now, where the sunshine was. The sun's top left. Don't forget. We need to sort of. It's catching the top of this cliff here. It's a highlight, if you like. Just here, and it's just giving that sunshine look. That's like when you see that blue up in the sky there, well, the bad weather is on its way, and this is the sunshine coming. So there's a bit of hope there, isn't there? A bit of sunshine coming. Yeah, that's if you're an optimist. If you're a pessimist, of course, that storm is coming. And you're looting the blue, so it just depends on your outlook on life. I'm an optimist, actually. So I think, what about a gull, a seagull? We need a seagull, don't we? I'm sure we do. I'll dry it up a bit, or I shall lose my seagull when I do it. And if you, if you really want to fiddle, you can do all sorts with this. I mean, if you get you can get a blue that's got a, let's see, this sort of thing. If you want to sort of introduce you can introduce this colour. See, this is like a turquoisey colour, which we'll introduce down here. I'm just to show you. I'm not trying to do a masterpiece. I'm just showing you what the opportunities and possibilities are with using different colours. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? down here. Twiddle that bit into there. And of course, all this stuff is only evident when it's close to you. You don't get this stuff in the distance. It's just a suggestion of these colours, especially when it's going thin and goes up a cliff. You might get some in here like this, you see. I'm just showing you techniques here. It's not to do a masterpiece. I'm just showing you possibilities for you to try different things. Right, put a touch in there. That'll come into there. That introduces your greens into it, if you want to do, that is. Whatever suits you. This is what it's your lockdown. You enjoy yourself. I don't care what you do, as long as you enjoy it. Oh, I promised you a seagull, didn't I? I've got to do a seagull. Oh, there's somebody put on my YouTube. Oh, he hadn't done the seagull. He said he was going to do one and he hasn't. Well, it's coming up. Seagull is coming up, folks. It's on its way. It's just round the cliff just now, but we'll get there. So we're getting these the light's catching the sunlight's catching just the edge of that wave as it's coming over there. I might add just a touch of this, just to give it a bit of shape on down here like this. No, I'm starting to fiddle there, so I'm going to stop. Right, let's get a seagull in. I'll put one in the distance first. Hang on, there's a dodgy bit in the sky there. Can you see that bit up there in the sky? It looks a bit dodgy to me. So I'll have one up there for a start. That is a seagull in the sky. And because it's a dark sky there, I think what I'll do, that gouache I talked to you about, I'll try and put one in gouache, which will be light, because the sun is coming from top left, isn't it? And we can, where is that? There it is. I put this in here like this. That can be a gold coming towards us, you see. Now that's covered that dodgy bit up in the sky as well, so it's done me a favour. Now let's have a look at one further down here. Let's see if I can get one about here. Yeah. I use this again, this gouache stuff. Let's see if I can get one about here. That's a bit closer, that one. So I better dry this up, because I'll put a bit of shape on that one. Right, because the light coming from top of it with this shape and the shadow is still will be on the bottom right, won't it? Let's put a touch of under this wing here. It will be probably a bit dark in there, and under this side as well. Get it right. Just put some dark under here. There's any dark will do that you've got on your palette. I'll not put Fred in this one, because he's a bit seasick. We'll leave him out. Let's try and put a bit of a top on this. There he is. And I've got two. I don't like two. I'm going to have another one somewhere before we stop, and then they take the brush off me because it's important. I don't do too much. Let's have a look in the sky. See if there's another dodgy bit. No, it's amazing. There's no dodgy bit. But you see the highlights of where the sun's coming from here is catching the edge of the clouds here, which is a bit of hope. We'll put one down here. Dry it a bit, put a bit of dark in it because it's close. Underneath the wing there, away from the light. A bit on his head there. Flick that length. It's a bit longer than that. That's better. Now I'm looking for things to do, and I don't like that because I start to fiddle then. I don't want to fiddle. Well, that's our rocky coast and our sea. I hope you've enjoyed that one. This is lesson number 8, don't forget, which is after number 9 on the way I've been working. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like on the channel or subscribe. And if you subscribe, I'll send you an email which will tell you when the next painting's ready. So until then, goodbye and thanks for joining me. Bye bye.